Welcome back to another edition of ESBR Boxing. I'm Thomas, joined by my partner here, Danny, and we'll be reacting to uh, Vergil Ortiz's unanimous decision victory over Israil Madrimov. And forgot to mention in partnership with sharpbetting.co.uk. So don't forget to check them out as well. But yeah, Danny, Ortiz gets a unanimous decision over Israil Madrimov, 7 rounds to five, or 115, 113 twice. And then there's a 117, 111 card. Quickly, what were your thoughts on the on Ortiz's performance in the scorecards?
I thought Vergil was an excellent, very worthy winner against certainly one of the best fighters in the division in Israil Madrimov. I had it 115, 113. I can't really see the 117, 111. That's quite wide for me, 9 rounds to three. I don't know, I think Israil Madrimov clearly won at least 4 rounds. As I say, for me, five, but no arguments over who the winner was. I mean, if you're being extremely generous, could you maybe see a draw? Not for me, I don't think. I thought Vergil was fantastic. I picked Israel Madrimov to win the fight. I still had question marks over Ortiz, and in the early stages of the fight, it looked like that extremely unorthodox footwork of Israel Madrimov was causing Vergil Ortiz problems. But it causes every fighter who fights Israel Madrimov problems. It's how you take that away from him, and Virgil's pressure, the body shots especially, they all made Israel Madrimov a much more stationary and hittable target, and that's not what you want to be against Vergil Ortiz, whose physical strength, power, jab, and boxing ability made him just too much for Madrimov tonight.
Yeah, man, I agree with you 100%. I pretty much saw it the same way you did. 117 to 111 is yeah, a bit too wide for me. But nonetheless, I think they got the right guy. It, yeah, I think maybe, like you said, maybe it could be a draw if you're looking for all the rounds you could possibly give to Madrimov, but I, no controversy here. Besides that 117 to 111, I don't really think I think that's too wide, but aside from that, they got the right guy. And yeah, Ortiz, I got to be honest, after the first 4 or 5 rounds, I was a little worried. I thought that you know, I thought he was getting schooled, and as time went on, he started to let his hands go, and the combination started to flow. And yeah, I mean, took over the fight in the second half. Madrimov had moments where he was clawing back in, but yeah, just seemed to tire out in the back half of the fight, to be honest, and was getting hit a lot more. Um, so yeah, Vergil Ortiz gets the biggest win of his career, undoubtedly. What do you think is next for him? What do you think he does next?
It's exciting to sort of speculate. Red hot division. What would I like to see next for Virgil Ortiz? I think also he's got the WBC interim. Fundora, does he have the WBC? Would I be right in saying that?
Right, he has the WBC belt and uh, one other one as well. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
a
it was
WBO. WBO.
WBO, 100% right, Thomas. I would love to see Virgil Ortiz, Tim Tszyu. That is an absolute bloodbath. Two fighters who are never in boring fights, to say the least. An incredible clash of styles. I mean, physically, it would be a sight to behold. That's what I would like to see. I think that'd be my first choice. However, how likely that is with Fundora being over with PBC and them showing a reluctance to get involved in Riyadh season. Obviously, Virgil Ortiz is a golden boy fighter. I don't know. Murtazalia, who beat Tim Tszyu, looks a real problem, real boogeyman in the division. Don't know if anyone will be queuing up to fight him. It's got to be a world title shot, you would think. However, saying that, I would love to see a rematch with Sergey Bowichuk. He's another fantastic fighter, very underrated fighter. I thought beat Ortiz first time round, albeit very close fight. Any of those options, man. Virgil Ortiz, as one of the commentators says tonight, he doesn't let you have a boring fight against him. He drags you into his fight, and he's great to watch. So really exciting. He's got plenty of time left. I'm going to really enjoy watching him over these next few years, and absolutely no doubt. I mean, I know he's got the interim status at the minute, but world champion and waiting for sure.
Yeah, no question about it. Never a boring fight with him, and it. it's always fun to once he gets going and he gets those combinations flowing, it's really it's a beauty to watch, honestly. So yeah, I would love to see him match up against any of the champions at 154. I think the Sebastian Fundora fight would be a great one. Um, but me personally, if I had to pick one, uh, and I guess, it's a bit harder to make now with recent news, but I would love to see Ortiz versus Crawford. I think that would be a hell of a fight. Obviously, Crawford's got that fight with Canelo lined up in September. I doubt that he's going to be taking an interim fight. Obviously, trying to bulk up to 168, needs all the time he can get. So, yeah, I would have loved to see that fight, to be honest. Maybe after the Canelo fight, he might come down to 154, I'd imagine. I think he only wanted to go to 168 for that fight. But anyway, yeah, I would like to see Crawford versus Ortiz next if it were totally up to me. But yeah, him against or Ortiz against Fundora, Murtazaliev, any of the top guys at 154 would be a hell of a matchup. So I will ask, because he did lose to fight Madrimov, but he's still a major player in the division, right? There's no question about that. So what would you like to see him do next? Would you like to see him kind of jump right back into the fray with the top guys again, or do you think that maybe he should take a few steps down and try to get his confidence back with the win or two?
I don't think so. I think he gave a very good account of himself against Terence Crawford, good account of himself again tonight. Very close fights, both, well, maybe tonight not that close. Crawford, I thought, was a very close fight. Him versus Serhii Boachuk was a fight that was originally penciled in for the Fury Usyk 2 undercard. Would love to see them revisit that. They're arguably, aside of Vergil, two of the best fighters without a belt. There's a host of names at 154 that I would still pick Israil Madrimov to beat. Tim Tszyu, God knows what that has real question marks over what he's got left. That could be a real marquee win for Israel Madrimov. Again, though, being signed with PBC and that side of the pond, how likely is that? But I don't know. Madrimov's, I know he's in his 30s now. I know he's not had that many professional fights, but I don't think he needs, a confidence builder or a knockover job. And he's not a massive commercial draw. So I don't know how willing, Eddie Hearn and his promoters will be to put him on, those sort of fights and undercards and what have you. I think it'll be straight back in at the deep end for him, which I'm all for.
Okay, well there you have it. We'll see what both guys do next, especially Ortiz, as obviously he was the victor. Our buddies over at Sharp Betting UK, had it basically as a pick 'em fight going in, and it lived up to that expectation. It was a pretty close competitive fight, but Vergil Ortiz emerges as the clear winner, in our opinion, anyway. So yeah, we'll see what he does next. And again, thanks for tuning in, and let us know in the comments what you thought of Virgil's performance and what you would like to see him do next. And yeah, Danny, thanks again for joining, and talk to you in the next one, man.
Thanks.